Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for August 9th. August 9th is the 221st day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 222nd in leap years, with 144 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is micrify. Micrify, a word that spell check didn't recognize, is a verb that means to make small or insignificant. It almost sounds like a slang word, doesn't it, micrify? Microfy really is a real word, though, and even if it's considered to be so obsolete, if it is not even included in Merriam-Webster, for instance. In the 1989 movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the dad accidentally microfied his children. Usually, though, we tend to microfy things we don't want to see or think about, like, let's microfy this problem, or if I microfy this issue, maybe no one will notice it. In that case, it's opposite to magnify. Micrify comes to us from Greek, words that mean or meant to make small. First documented use of the word micrify is 1836. Micrify. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine in this Word of the Day section, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, on August 9th, 1854, Henry David Thoreau's book Walden was published. The full title is Walden, or Life in the Woods. Described as part memoir and part spiritual quest, in this book he writes about life in a cabin he built near Walden Pond in Concord, Massachusetts. Track and field Olympian Jesse Owens won his fourth of 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics on August 9, 1936. The United States Forest Service and the Wartime Advertising Council released posters featuring Smokey Bear for the first time on August 9, 1944. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. Nagasaki was devastated when an atomic bomb called Fat Man was dropped by the United States B-29 known as Boxcar on August 9, 1945. Now, we mentioned her the other day when we talked about melisma, and today is the birthday of singer, songwriter, producer, and actress Whitney Elizabeth Houston, born August 9, 1963. She was certainly one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. Sadly, she's no longer with us, having passed away in 2012 at the age of 48. Now let's pause for a moment to say that if you'd like to see about some other things that I talked about on August 9th of the previous year, I'll leave a link for you. And in honor of the late Whitney Houston's birthday, we'll talk about one of her songs. To be sure, it was quite something to choose one because she released like 57 singles over the course of her career. That said, today's song is How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. How Will I Know was written and composed by George Merrill and Shannon Rubicam, who actually wrote it with Janet Jackson in mind. Ms. Jackson's management team didn't feel the song was a good fit for her just then, but Arista Records' Jerry Griffith was working on Ms. Houston's first album, and when he heard it, he thought it would be perfect for Whitney, as in fact it proved to be. How Will I Know was released in November of 1985, the third single from her first studio album, and landed at number 1 on several charts around the world, including the Billboard Hot 100. How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. And you can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Get your microphone. Okay. Phone over there. Hello. Okay. With 202 days remaining to the end of the world. End of the year. Please, not the end of the world. 202 days remaining to the end of the year. Let's read that one again. Yep, it is. That's what it's called. All right. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. Start over. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. I don't ad-lib very well. You know what? Maybe we can leave that one off. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. I don't know. Can I get this edited? Let's find out. Alrighty. Back to work. I think we got it this time.